Hi guys, James here. Welcome to Tibaldi Goes Modelworks, and this is part 3, belatedly, of Airfix's 1/72nd scale Eurofighter Typhoon FGR.4. Yeah, it's been 7 months, and she's finally moved on in colour scheme. Let me get the stand on her. As you can see, I've done quite a faux aggressor scheme in the style of the old Luftwaffe. I mean, it's like I got my ideas from this one. Okay, so it's a what if, a real what if. Yes, we've got RLM colours on it. We've also got Pure Arsenal grey, purely because it gives a better contrast, and obviously the radome has been painted in the traditional black green, and obviously the sides have the mottling on. So obviously I brought her down here today, to get her out of the way of my lovely little great nephew, because he'll grab it and be flying it around, flying the bloody thing around. So the next plan of action is to get a satin clear coated, pop the undercarriage panels off there. I think they're I hope they are white glued in. I hope and pray they're white glued in, because otherwise we've got a bit of a problem. So yeah, so hopefully part 3 will be the final part of this build. Obviously it might be a bit bitty, I'll be a bit open with you, it will be a bit bitty. Oops. And I dropped it again, twat. Obviously you've got to sort out the stand somewhat. So we'll see you in a bit. Yes, I've dropped it again, twat. Back on the Typhoon. It's now Sunday, and obviously we're going to get her hopefully get her finished up. So obviously you want to get the seat in. I've dry brushed the interior of the cockpit, flat coated and touched up the some of the camo, specifically some of this grey, because it leached through when I varnished it. Obviously first things first, we've got to pop these undercarriage doors off. Hopefully they've been stuck on with white glue, I seem to remember. Pop that one off. There we go. Pop that one off. So we've got all those off. As you can see, I painted up the stand and and satin coated it. So obviously we did this in light aircraft grey, because it gives it quite a contrast on the stand like that. I'm going to put her over there put her over there for safekeeping for a moment. Obviously we're going to get all the parts off, namely the undercarriage doors and the undercarriage on the wheels, because we've got to glue the wheels together. So we need to get those done before we do anything else. So I'll put her over here. Find me my little what's it? Sprue cutters. Pop the parts off. Get the main door. So I'll be busy painting these up. Get the other one off the main undercarriage doors off, which is down here. Get the additional sprue gates off. Doors down. So these are bits I skipped in the instructions. That's that bit. That's the wheel, from the front undercarriage. That's one side. And let's get the other side off. And get that glued together. So of course I don't want to get glue on my fingers. And that bit's glued on. That's the wheel done. Front undercarriage we got here. Yes, and we drop that. No, I would have had to done this week, but health issues forced me to take me time with kits because I had I got the main model Type 55 destroyer done. Oops. And then let's get the other undercarriage door off. Thing is, it's a mute point showing the instructions now because you've seen it all. You've probably seen this being built because of obviously It's been 7 months. Someone must have built it on the interweb. So I'm going to pause the video there. Obviously get the rest of the parts cleaned up and prepped for paint. And I'll see you in a bit. While most of the stuff is drying, so a whole load of bits over there that's been painted. So I've actually finished up the A sprue. I've actually picked out the seat belts in dark yellow, quite simply. I shall get the ejector seat glued in. So I'll get my Revel contact here. Bit of glue. And there we go. It's a nice location. Locating point. And obviously as we've weathered up the cockpit, and obviously I'll drop the wire in the drawer. I'll put the cockpit glazing on, and we'll check that piece off the so I'll just give it a quick polish. There we go. There we go. Fit the cockpit on. Job done. So we're now awaiting the undercarriage and various accoutrements to dry. And obviously I've got to paint the undercarriage. A lot of work on it. So I'll put her over here. No, you can go over here. Don't argue with me, young lady. And then we can have a look at the destructions and have a look at the undercarriage. Yeah, like that. Like that. So obviously all the white's been done, and obviously got to paint the external colour, which is RLM blue, and then build up the undercarriage there. That's the main undercarriage, and then on the next page it's the front undercarriage I've got to build up. So on that bombshell, I think I'll see you in a bit. And we're back. It's now Monday lunchtime. I've been busy with the assembling the undercarriage, and obviously we've just put an oil wash on the underside. Fairly simple on it, and just wiped it down in the direction of flow, so with a nice clean piece of tissue, so all the suddenly pop. So all the panels suddenly pop out. All right. So we've got to do the top half. I've got the canopy off to protect it, because I've had it leaning down like that. So the next stage is to do the oil wash on the top side. So we've got our two pots, a little bit of dark dirt, Starship filth. And that's Abteilung 502. Thing is, I want this fairly pristine, so I don't want it dirty. So this is odourless thinners mixed with this. That's the wings done. Now let's get the fuselage done. Rinse and repeat. Once again, it's to flow a little bit. So you get the general idea. That's one side of the fuselage done. Right, and there we go. Thing is, I can wipe this off wet, because obviously I want it to it's all in the direction of travel. and of course you want it to dry off, so change me a bit of tissue over. This is my handy dandy Blitz toilet roll. Oh, there she is. So I'm just going to pause it there. I'm just going to fiddle about with that off screen a little bit, and I'll be back. Right, we're back. I've just had a look at the instructions for the undercarriage. So obviously that's 17, that's 20. They've got them the wrong way around on the instructions. So you've got to switch them around, switch them around on that one. Otherwise they won't work. And clip them in there like that. So I'm wheeling. I have oiled them, oil washed them as well. Sorry about this, I've gone off screen a bit here. So obviously right, I'm going to pause the screen here. I'm getting a bit pissed off with the way the undercarriage is going on. Right, so I've had a little bit of a swear. At the undercarriage, but I've got it in because of they don't say anything about these being at an angle. Never mind. So I've got the main undercarriage in. So that's step 21 finished, and then step 22 is going to be these pieces. So I'll hold the certainly not like the F-35 in that regard. There we go. And that one. Oops. There we go. Stick those on there. And then we've got some the fun. Let the fun and games begin. I think the main undercarriage has got to go in first. Full disclaimer: I had to drill the hole out for this back pin. Get some tweezers. I do love a Spitfire's undercarriage. It's far more simpler than this. Then we got the undercarriage door. There we go. And that's the underside finished. I shall now put her on the stand because it's far safer than putting her on our undercarriage to dry. So we've now got the canopy. We're not going to worry about the pilot. So again, it's optional. And then we're going to go to step 27 and fit the canopy. And that, well, it's not actually. Famous last words. And that is that. And breathe. And so that has been my build of the Eurofighter Typhoon, which I decided to, it's been 7 months in the making. I decided to go a little bit off tangent with the colour scheme, admittedly, but but she's done now. So yeah, all finished. Hopefully I'll let the undercarriage dry, and then we'll get her on the spinny thing this afternoon. So I'll see you in a bit. And there we go. There's the Eurofighter in daylight. Unfortunately, it's slightly drizzling here, so rain will affect play. So obviously we went over the issues in the videos. I think it's in part 1 I go over a lot of the issues. So I'll take this point to thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and bye for now.